Matt and Josh sell comics. I thought we'd do like a little go over this little editorial of alternate endings and see what we think about what could have been. I guess opine on what could have been.
Yeah,
uh,
love to pine.
okay. First, our sponsor. YouSellComics.com, your new multi-vendor marketplace. You Sell Comics offers a site exclusively for buying and selling of all things comics. Slabs, omnis, trades, and more. Sell for as low as 5% commission or zero commission monthly tiers. Run your own auctions, unlimited bin listings. YouSellComics.com. Buy, collect, sell. Okay, so reshoots have been a thing for Marvel for a long time, since the beginning.
Hmm.
And we're going to go over some endings that changed and see if we think they're better or worse, I guess. Okay, so number 5, Avengers Endgame. Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame both went through major changes during production. For example, the Hulk initially returned at the end of the 2018 movie, bursting out of the Hulkbuster armor before being overpowered by Thanos. However, the concept art of the 2019 finale to the Infinity Saga reveals Tony Stark was once set to be there when Steve Rogers traveled back in time to return the Infinity Stones to the rightful place in history. This may have been
Crazy.
a misdirect or an indication that Iron Man wasn't always destined to die during Endgame. If we assume it was the latter, then who knows how different the MCU would have liked moving into the multiverse. Even if he'd retired, Tony was surely set to remain a major player. As things stand, we expect Marvel Studios to throw as much money as it takes to add Robert Downey Jr. to return as a variant to the next Avengers movie. Um, this Tony Stark dying was the right call.
Yeah. I don't know how. Yeah. They did it right. For once. No. Yeah, no, that's the call, man. There's no in between, baby.
Yeah. Okay, Thor: Dark World, which has some critics. One, the villain could have been a lot better. Malekith was very underused.
Hmm.
Thor: The Dark World once had a completely different ending, and it appears the entire thing was reshot when Marvel Studios changed its plan for the God of Thunder. The hero was set to wake up on Earth where his father is waiting for him after the hero had spent the past few days unconscious. Odin got to know Jane Foster during that time and realizing Thor was right to fall for the human woman. As a result, the king of Asgard apologizes to his son. Unfortunately, Jane has decided she can no longer be with Thor due to their respective commitments. The hero attempts to change her mind, but ultimately realizes he must do his duty and returns to Asgard, where he chooses to rule in Odin's place as king. So Loki was set to remain dead. Thor would be king of Asgard. Odin was set to go off on his own and do his own thing.
Mm.
There's no way Age of Ultron, Thor Ragnarok, or Infinity War were going to look the same after these plot developments. Again, right choice. Whenever you brought Loki back, that was the right choice.
Yep. Yep, I would have to agree.
Avengers Age of
Of course.
Ultron, which was pretty good. It wasn't as good as the first Avengers, but, you know, the villain was better. James Spader was great as Ultron.
Yeah, it was really good.
Avengers Age of Ultron was always going to end with Captain America and Black Widow assembling a new team of Earth's mightiest heroes. However, Joss Whedon hoped to introduce at least one major character in the sequence. That was Captain Marvel, and the stand-in above was used while Whedon attempted to figure out who could play her. Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige had other ideas, though, and later replaced Carol Danvers with Scarlet Witch, much to the filmmaker's chagrin. Had Whedon got his own way, Captain Marvel would have made her debut 4 years before her solo movie was released. Whedon casting someone other than Brie Larson is likely. The actress above was a stand-in, but the hero's story was likely set to play out much differently. Whether you agree with Whedon or Feige on this one, it's hard not to imagine what might have been. Would an introduction to Captain Marvel have been better? I mean, Captain Marvel did $1 billion. I don't really think you can debate whether it was going to be better if she was in 4 years earlier, I guess. I mean,
I
how
think
would she
I
have
think
affected
I think it would have cut a tiny bit helped.
the movie?
Like just a not for the movie. I don't think it would have
Oh.
helped her main movie. I mean, yeah, like if it made 1 billion, maybe it would have made 1.1. But like, I feel little Stardust drops could have done
Stardust drops.
little, done justice. I guess you could say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, the Marvels. In the Marvels' closing moments, Monica Rambeau used her powers to close a tear in reality, stranding herself in a parallel universe inhabited by the X-Men. However, an earlier version of the movie saw Photon receive a helping hand from Carol Danvers and Ms. Marvel. It appears the trio would have fixed that tear in reality, likely meaning the Captain Marvel sequence didn't always feature a multiversal component. This was confirmed by concept art, not to mention a recent behind-the-scenes photo showing Aman Vellani's Kamala Khan in a space helmet. However, Dar-Ben actress Zawe Ashton has since revealed a version of the movie which wrapped up with the villain and Carol combusting in space together. So Carol would have died too? It seems the Marvels was going to end up with Captain Marvel believed dead. And while we're sure she'd have eventually returned, it's possible that this was once meant to serve as Brie Larson's farewell to the role. That's huge.
Yeah.
Sad to say, but it might have made more money if they were going to kill Brie Larson.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, sliding around here. Okay.
Well, it would have been a major death.
I got a truck flying by me here. One moment. Oh, there it goes. Oh, cops and ambulances. Anyway,
How dare you?
That's right. I don't think it would have made more money. I don't think it would have. It would have made more money.
You don't think a major death would have
not hers
been celebrated? I think some people would have celebrated her death.
I think they would have, but I don't think they would have
paid to see that.
I don't think they would have gave Marvel money for that.
Okay. Finally, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Marvel Studios reshot Ant-Man and the Wasp ending weeks before the movie arrived in theaters. However, in an earlier cut, Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne were going to don new high-tech costumes for the final battle with Kang the Conqueror. Just like in the theatrical cut, Janet, Hank, Cassie, and Hope all return to Earth, only for Scott to be confronted by a vengeful, battle-damaged Kang. They fight, but the villain escapes even after the Wasp returns to lend Ant-Man a helping hand. With that,
yes.
they're left trapped in the quantum realm, just as Janet once was. Cassie would have continued searching for her father, but with Kang on the loose and MODOK, if previous leaks are accurate, Earth 616 was going to be was going to be facing two major threats heading deeper into the multiverse. With Jeff Loveness dead tapped to write Avengers King Dynasty, he was clearly setting the stage for that movie. Marvel Studios seemingly had other ideas. So Kang on the loose, I get, of being a major threat to Earth 616. MODOK was not a threat in that movie at all. He was comically not a threat.
He would have been dispatched quite early.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I don't like this ending, and I don't like, didn't like I don't like any ending other than Scott Lang dying. Which was the correct ending.
I've said before, I didn't like the ending. I enjoyed that they made him have like super anxiety at the end, but they could have done it so much better with other situations. Also,
it's cat episode day
on the
us.
keyboard. On the keyboard. Why? Choose. They could have did it so much better, and I feel like Hank Pym had run his course. Like, I cannot believe he did not perish. Like,
I think Hank and Scott both should have died.
No, I think Hank should have died. Scott should have survived.
Scott should have died.
No, Hank should have eaten it. What's her name? Michelle Pfeiffer, could stay alive and help, the future Avengers with some information. But other than that, I mean, he could have died. Hank could have died.
I prefer if
or
you
Scott.
Scott. If you wanted Kang a real threat, he killed an old man. Oh, good, big threat. But if you killed Scott Lang, it'd be different. It also would have given Cassie a better motivation to be a young Avenger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going forward. Anyways, all right. Let us know what ending you hated and which one you would have liked better. Thanks.
Yeah, tell us.